Pretzels, jelly spoons, and non-binary kitchen utensils, welcome to Gravy Wheels, the podcast where we're still figuring it out. I'm your host, Hova.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Frank. And I have 9 fingers.
You're like 9.75.
9.75, but I didn't lose a single one of fireworks. Tell you what, I know when.
Not less than 9, and that's the only thing that matters. So yeah, I just got 1,200 pounds of the good old black powder. I guess there's some flash powder in there too. 1,200 pounds of fireworks delivered to my house yesterday, and I am much excited about the festivities. And I bring that up because as we were starting this, I can literally hear fireworks going off in the background over there with Andrew.
Some of you may be hearing about the fact that there's mysterious fireworks that have been going off in New York. Has it been happening elsewhere or just here?
I've seen that it's been happening. Yeah, like every major U.S. city. I haven't heard any around here, but I think it's more like major cities is where it's happening.
I've heard it.
It's constant. It's every night. Usually, sometimes they start at about 4 p.m. and then will literally go until about 3 a.m. It'll be, and it's not even just like cheap like Saturn missile type shit.
Yeah, it's like good stuff. It's like
mortar
cakes.
shells.
Yeah, mortars. Well, I saw it trending on Twitter a few days ago, and my first thought was like, "Oh yeah, that's right. That's what it was. It an episode ago or 2 episodes ago that you were like, I'm sorry if you guys hear fireworks. They've been going off like every night for the past week or 2." And
3 episodes or 2 episodes ago. Yeah,
and that was like mid-June, which is wild because they're just now to break the wall right now. It's the 25th of June. They're like just now stocking tents. Usually, they usually don't do it more than 2 weeks before the 4th. So it's crazy that people are doing that. I've seen some crazy. Here's my thing. I think that a lot of it has to do with everybody got their stimulus checks. So a lot of these poor people that don't normally have money this time of year got an extra $1,000 in their bank account. And so they're just buying fireworks. That's my logical explanation, but at the same time, they're not even really readily available. And are those kind of fireworks even legal in New York?
No.
So that's so like what is happening? I saw people talking on Twitter that there's like mysterious white vans just pulling up and like handing out like commercial grade fireworks to like children.
There's like I've heard rumors of the ice cream vans or like cop cars playing the ice cream van song just driving around at like 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
What?
It's fucking nonsense, dude.
It kind of goes with the whole like mysterious pallets of bricks showing up thing.
Yeah.
So there was like brick dealers, and now there's commercial grade firework dealers apparently.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what's happening.
Very weird about this year, though, is that there are very few public displays of fireworks, but there is an extreme uptick of personal fireworks sales already. And out here, none of the tents are they're getting set up, but they don't have product out here in KC. There are some that have product, but not a lot.
Right.
It's just now getting to the time, but people out here have been shooting off big fireworks for like the past 2 weeks. Like at least three times a week, I get woken up maybe about midnight, 1 o'clock, from some big mortar shells, not Roman fucking candles.
Yeah.
So from I have a wholesale account, and from the guy that runs the wholesale account, he texted me today. We were talking about some stuff. He said we've sold at retail almost 2 to 3 times what we did last year already at this point of the year. So like something's going on. That's nuts. What? I mean, that's like directly from the industry. That's not just hearsay.
But yeah, and here's the other thing is so you're not going to have these big public events like at City Park where they're going to be shooting off fireworks because of COVID.
So you're saying everybody just has more of an itch for it, maybe?
And there's some of it. Something other. Yeah, and there's also some nefarious stuff most likely going on.
Like what? Yeah. Conspiracy, Frank?
I don't know. Maybe to cause unrest. Maybe to make sure that people don't have a good solid night's sleep, or maybe that people are okay with hearing fucking gunshots getting fired off in the middle of the night. Conditioning. I don't know.
I saw. Do you remember early on in the riots, like first week, people were reporting.
Protests.
Protests. The
Protests, not
Sorry,
riots.
sorry. People were reporting
Protests.
loud explosions, loud booms, and stuff in the middle of the night. And at first, people were. I remember there was like dumb theories. People were saying that they were flying jets over to create sonic
a sonic
booms and
boom.
stuff. But if you
Yeah,
watch the videos and you know anything about that kind of stuff, you know that it wasn't
It's
sonic
a different
booms.
sound. It's a way
Yeah.
different sound. Yeah.
And then they were saying that maybe they had like professional grade, like concert speakers and stuff that set up just playing audio, which could be a thing. What are the what's the name of that? I saw a episode of like Modern Weapons or something. Those they use them for like riot control outside of embassies.
Audio disruption devices.
Yeah, whatever those
Yeah.
are called.
Those
So-
like those audio cannons.
yeah,
Yep.
they've got a really cool name, like an abbreviation. I can't think of it right now, but so then that was another theory, which is like, I can almost believe that, just because of all the craziness going on. But a lot of the videos that people were just taking and posting on social media sounded like commercial fire or even consumer grade fireworks, just some better
Big
stuff,
fireworks.
some cakes, yeah, stuff like that. And it would make sense though that law enforcement would be setting those off deep into the night during the curfew hours, trying to just make people, like
Agitate.
if you hear, yeah,
Yeah.
well, not even necessarily agitate, in my opinion. If you hear that's stuff that's not going to make you want to come out of your house, you're going like, oh man, what's going on? Because most people, I always think back to the Las Vegas shooting. There was so many people that thought that it was. I remember watching a video. It was so disturbing, and they were like telling people to stop freaking out and stop running away from the gunfire because they thought it was. They're like, it's just firecrackers, but like people like Frank and I, at least, I don't know how much Andrew's used to it, but growing up around firearms and fireworks a lot, there's a fairly distinct difference between firecrackers and automatic rifle fire. And so my point is that I don't think the majority of the public knows enough about those kind of sounds. They hear anything like that, they're like, I'm staying inside. I don't know if that's gunshots or a tank, or they don't have any idea. So it kind of made sense that they would just spend some money on fireworks, shoot them off in the middle of the night just to keep people inside their houses, keep them off the streets, causing trouble.
But no, like, let's not get into Frank's conspiracy corner on this one. But like, something is going on because even out here, people are shooting fireworks off at the times when you shouldn't, and they're not burning off excess 4th of July fireworks.
Yeah.
People
It's
are
like a
going out
lot.
there.
It's a lot. Like
Weeks
it's
before
been
the
going on
4th.
this entire. It's been going on outside my window this entire time since we've been talking about this. It hasn't stopped, and it has done it like this every night for at least the last 2 weeks.
That's so crazy, man.
So, this is I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's coordinated, whatever it is.
Well, and I know that it's not two specific groups that I follow on some. No. I don't know that it's coordinated from some of the things I read and I listen to. And, certain groups would be doing it on purpose. I'd say I don't know. But
I don't know.
It 4 times I've woken up at like 1:30 in the morning, and directly south of me is a church parking lot. And there'll be trucks that will drive. I don't know when the trucks drive in. I know when they drive out because it's after the fireworks get shut off. And fireworks get shut off, I get woken up and I go out there and I can see trucks like just driving out of the fucking parking lot of the church. And it's like, that's not something people normally do.
I don't even
We
understand the
used to
point of
love
it though.
fireworks.
Like, what's the point of that? I don't get it.
I don't know.
Like, what's it? Even if there's like some sort of conspiracy theory behind it, that's factual. What is the point? Like, what is it? I don't know. Accomplishing. It's so random.
Scaring us and conditioning us to get
I don't know.
used to hearing booms.
At this point, it's just annoying the shit out of me and everybody else
I
here.
bet.
So,
Yeah. Well, so do you guys think that it's gonna get like, if it's this much this often already, what do you think's gonna happen in the week up before the 4th and the night of and the weekend of, like, do you think it's gonna just be like anarchy?
I'm sure the 4th is going to be crazy. It'll be, probably more than usual, but God, it's got to get stopped shortly after that, right? It wouldn't even make any sense. for it to be continuing much longer after that.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's the next holiday after the 4th of July?
I don't know. Halloween.
Not Halloween.
Well, Fourth is
The
on
only
a
one I
s-
care about.
Fourth is on a Saturday this year, I think, right?
Yep.
So, sometimes it falls on not such a convenient day and it goes like both weekends, but this year maybe not so much. I don't know, but it, like, me personally, I don't care about, if I've got other stuff going on and I can't celebrate the 4th on the 4th and I just do it the next weekend. Like, to me it's not a big deal with that kind of stuff. So might hear
Sure.
some stuff the weekend after, who knows.
It's probably how you feel if you got, like, I don't know, 1,000 pounds of fucking fireworks. in you.
Listen,
Yeah.
dude. Listen. 4 cases of buzz bangs, dude. I gotta give you a package or two, Frank. You'll like them.
It's all for an insurance scam that you're gonna run, right?
Oh
How
yeah.
many churches we burning down?
Whoa. How dare
Whoa.
you? I would never.
How many insured businesses do you have?
Now or a week from now? So you guys do any fireworks for the 4th normally?
No, not us. Like, we don't really fuck around with it.
Well, I mean,
last
I
couple
can't
years, we've
imagine you would
been-
really even have anywhere to do it.
No, exactly. It's like
They're
I'm
not
not.
allowed real fireworks.
I don't
Yeah,
want to
that
go out
too.
into the street and do it or whatever. But most of the time in the summer, we're out of town anyways. Just
Right.
seeing family or whatever. Maybe see some shot off, at a big place or something like that.
Yeah.
But
That's almost the way,
That's
I
not-
mean, especially in a place like where you are, where you can't get basically anything that goes in the air anyways. Like, what are you allowed? Like, poppets and sparklers and maybe a fountain or two?
yeah, like maybe I could go out to Jersey and get some small shit, but it's like,
Yeah.
it's not worth it.
So you may as well just
Yeah.
go somewhere where they're going to put on a hell of a show of,
Yeah,
consumer
exactly.
grade anyways, because that's, as long as you go to a good one, that's almost the better way
He
to
could-
do it anyway.
He could get arrested just as much having a Roman candle if he had a. So
You broke
Yeah,
up there.
they're just,
A Roman candle or a what?
a 9mm,
Oh, okay.
like that, they're both equally as bad. So
fully
Mhm.
fully semi-automatic?
semi-automatic fireworks. Yes, those
Yeah.
are very illegal here.
So normally on the 4th of July, like last year, do you even hear anything or just a little bit or?
I don't even think I was in the city last year
Oh, okay.
for the 4th. I can't remember, to be honest. Might have
Right.
been working. I had no idea. My memory lasts about 2 weeks, and that's about all I got.
Same, if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
Frank, you
Uh,
dabble a little bit though, right?
yeah, the last time I bought a bunch of fireworks, I still have basically all of them. I actually had to travel through state lines with them where the certain types of fireworks I had weren't legal.
You bastard.
This is God's country. What are you saying? But the last couple of 4th of Julys is we just go down to the lake house where my parents live at and just sit out there, and there's a bunch of rich lawyers down the river on the lake that have these huge displays. We don't normally buy a lot, but I mean, I buy stuff just because I like to have it.
Right.
So, I mean,
That's one of the best places to be is down at the lake because almost anywhere on the water you can just look and somebody will be doing fireworks across the lake.
and we've even done the thing where you get in the boat and you drive all the way down to the dam. Or to
I've
the
never
other
seen the dam, but I've
or-
heard it's awesome.
It used to be, but I think things have been changing in the past 4 or 5 years. But if you just that night just go out and you're gonna have people shooting off fireworks from like 7 o'clock at night all the way to like 1, 2 in the you're gonna
Right.
be able to see it, depending
Right.
on where you're at the lake. I mean, it's a big thing down there.
That's like the
They like
fairgrounds. The fairgrounds used to be really good, and then it kind of started going downhill.
Yeah,
Did you hear the news about the state fair, by the way?
no bands. I know some people that are losing their jobs because they run and do soundstage setup like I used to.
Jeez.
one guy.
Honestly, I'm shocked that they're doing that though, because the rumors were that it was going to be only the agricultural stuff. It was only going to be like the people that grew pumpkins and giant zucchinis and stuff, and the hogs and the horses and all that, and everything else.
That'd be
Like the
fine for
mid.
me. That'd be fine for me.
I can't believe that they're going to have a carnival and the midway and
What?
everything. I mean, how? I don't
Yeah,
get
that
it.
sounds fucking super
It
irresponsible.
sounds. I mean, like I get not doing the concerts. That was a good first step. But how are you gonna have
Sure.
like for the people that don't understand? I don't know how many people have even been to a state fair, and I don't know how other state fairs compare to our state fair. But I've looked at the numbers before, and I think we get like anywhere between 500,000 and 1,000,000 people that come to our town of normally 20,000 population every year in a span of 2 weeks. Or no, not even 2 weeks. It's 10 days. And I mean, at night, it's just a party, and the entire Midway is, I mean, what I don't know,
Packed.
4
Shoulder
or
to
5
shoulder
city
at night.
blocks lengthwise, and
Yeah.
it's just, yeah, it's 100 foot wide by 5 blocks, packed shoulder to shoulder people all the way to the Midway. The Midway's packed full of kids, and it's madness. I don't understand, and it's people from not only all over the state, but there's so much
the country.
agricultural stuff that happens that there ends up being people from Iowa and Kansas and Illinois and everywhere. I mean,
Even Ohio, because I had family members that would drive
Yeah.
to Ohio to show stuff. But so like it's crazy. It's just you say that it's 10 days, and really the fair lasts 10 days, but the economic
before and
boom
after.
in that town is before and after. 'Cause
Yeah.
You got all these people driving from out of state, and they're living in a hotel, campgrounds for like 2, maybe 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's basically a solid month because stuff starts before that's not a part of the actual state fair. So there'll be like sheep shows and all kinds of crazy stuff, and even the people that are coming to set up a booth or to set up the Midway or to set up agricultural stuff, whatever, they come a week early or whatever and start setting up their stuff, and they're all camping, and it's just our little town of 20,000 blows up to like an insane number every year for about a full month, and right now Missouri is pretty lucky. I think our cases have basically just kind of been flat even since the reopening, to where a lot of cases like what Arizona and Texas and a bunch of states are just like skyrocketing right now since they've started like being a little more lax on rules. Missouri isn't in that category right now, but the state fair might change that. I don't know
Can
if
you
I'll
see
go
my
at all.
small hands? Can you see my small hands right now?
I can
Make
see
sure you
your
see my small,
enormous
I can
hands.
see-
Yeah.
Your average sized hands, yes.
my small hands. That's because we reduced fucking testing in the state of Missouri. But let's just move on to another subject.
Okay. Fair enough. What subject?
We've been talking about a lot of serious shit.
Well,
We have, yeah. Any gaming news? They showed Cyberpunk gameplay today. Did you guys see that?
I saw that
I saw it.
some people had gotten hands on with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw like IGN or PC Gamer or something. I haven't,
I'll-
unfortunately.
I know I'm gonna play it, so I'm not really that interested in seeing shit about it.
I honestly
Hey,
haven't been that interested in it from the beginning. To like, I'm gonna check it out, but it's not. I don't think I'm near as hyped as everybody else. But I also
It's-
think that I've kind of conditioned myself over the years, especially being like a part of the industry. I've been so hyped up for so many things and then been let down, and also I'm just getting older, so I already don't care as much about a lot of stuff. So I don't know. I just try. Other than Halo, I'm pretty hyped about Infinite, but I basically don't get hyped anymore. I just wait till it comes out.
Yeah, like I'll play it when it comes out. I'm interested in it. I love a good fucking cyberpunk setting, so I'm very into that. And the fact that it's like an open world RPG, and there hasn't been, for me, there hasn't been a great one of those for a while. At least nothing comes to mind. So
I mean,
I'm down.
do you consider GTA RPG, or is
No.
that
No, I don't.
so? What
That's open world
what
game.
It's just open world, is what you would call that?
Open world like action. Yeah.
Okay.
An RPG, I mean, like has like a character building element.
Yeah, I
where
guess
it's
you
like
don't
you're
have any character
acquiring
building.
gear or stats or like something like that.
I guess the last RPG I played was Crackdown 3.
That's not an RPG.
Nope.
Why?
Really?
You build a character, you build stats. There's traits that you work
Motherfuck-
towards.
You just played Minecraft Dungeons with us.
That doesn't count.
Yeah, it does. That's an action RPG.
But we played like an hour of it. I'm saying like
It's horse
really
shit.
played.
No, but that's more
So,
of a-
but really, why is Crackdown 3 not an RPG?
I haven't played it. So let me lead with that.
But have you
Tell
played
me-
you played the original, right?
Yeah, I played the original.
So you collect orbs and stuff. Well, and it's not just the orbs. I think just everything you do. Like if you beat someone with hand-to-hand combat, you gain combat XP or whatever. You know, fighting strength XP, whatever, and it builds that trait.
Yeah. I suppose that's true. I just the delineation in my mind is more. This sounds
Frank's
kind
like
of stupid,
googling
but like,
stuff right now.
to me, RPGs always have like shitty controls. I feel like that's a part of it. I feel like
Okay.
that's kind of a part of it,
No.
that genre.
But like, have you ever played like a tabletop role playing game?
No.
Any of you? You guys?
Yeah,
ever
I
played
have.
tabletop.
Yeah.
Okay. Now imagine interface that into where you take the roles of an imaginary character, but then you can branch off and.
But it's like not even.
GTA 5 is not an RPG.
I'm not arguing for
I mean, you
GTA
get the
5.
shoot RPGs. You get the shoot RPGs,
Yeah.
but
I
it's
understand.
not an
I
RPG.
understand the difference between GTA and an RPG. I just don't know
Yeah.
if I understand the difference between Crackdown. Mostly because that's probably the most RPG-ish shit I've ever played.
in an open world.
You didn't play
action.
Fallout?
No,
I thought you had that wild Fallout helmet or something that they fucked up.
they sent me one and I sold it because I didn't really care. But I mean, the game
It's
was
got
fun whenever I played like the early when they sent me out to West Virginia.
Not
you know,
mama.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Dude, being able to like, are you guys familiar with the Greenbrier Hotel? I think it's called
I'm
that.
not. No.
Yeah, it's one of the. It's got like 4 layers that go down into the.
And it was
Yeah, no.
it was the bug out bunker for Congress and the president for I don't know how many decades. Yeah. Totally confidential. They built it underneath an existing hotel and no one it was a public hotel. Like they would have if they have a big I think a lot of tennis or golf tournaments there. It's like I think no golf. There's like a very famous golf.
They disguised it as to what
Yeah.
it was.
But so like people were just staying at this hotel, none the wiser that there was a fucking a nuclear fallout bunker underneath this place. That's what the newest Fallout 76 is based on, this area. And so they actually flew us out. We got to stay at the hotel and we got a tour of the bunker and everything. And it was really cool. It was a lot of fun. And the game was really fun. And then it came out and just completely fucking flopped. And actually, I was like, my footage of the swag that they gave us, I like filmed it on my bed and uploaded it to my channel and everything. And yeah, if you guys remember the whole pre-order debacle with that thing,
Yeah.
they sent out like the cheapest, shittiest nylon bags with those helmets, and they like all tore and stuff like that. And they gave us like really sweet, nice like
Canvas
actual like actual canvas whatever you want to like duffel bags whenever we were there for the event with all our swag in it. And so everybody like my actual footage from my video got ripped, and it was a part of all these exposed videos like fucking Bethesda ships their pre-orders with this for paying customers and then gives this to their fucking shills, you know. And it was a whole thing.
But Bethesda cannot stop stepping in it. Like they.
Oh yeah,
I don't know-
I don't blame people for calling them
so
out.
good, but god damn it, they've been fucking up real bad.
Well,
Right.
it's like whoever made the decision that they were like, all right, we're gonna do Fallout 76. It's gonna be this big online game. Great, that's a great concept. That's awesome. Like the idea of living in a shared Fallout universe with a bunch of other people is really, really compelling.
It's awesome.
And then they were like, we're not gonna have any NPCs in it. It's like the kind of the whole point. Oh, it's like talking to people and like running into these interesting characters.
It's kind of
like,
exactly what Fallout was, yeah.
Yeah.
Not even
why-
playing
More
Fallout
like
before, but I
Dynasty.
knew that.
If they did like or Destiny. If they did like Fallout 76 like Destiny, where you had the interaction with the world,
Mhm.
that
But
maybe
again-
could've worked.
But again, an important difference is that Fallout controls are not very good.
But I think it's more like that now, isn't it? In that one of their big updates is they added a bunch of NPCs.
Yes, yeah. And so there's this big Wastelanders update where they added like a whole bunch of other shit. It's so I guess it's probably better now.
But I think at
But
the same
too
time they
late.
added I think at the same time they added that, isn't that when they added like, hey, you can run a private server now for like $100 a month or something? Like they added private servers but
Probably.
charged for it. And so, I don't know, something. It was like every time they do something positive, they kind of do something terrible at the same time.
It's like an old slapstick comedy where you step in a pile of dog poop and then you pull your foot out of the dog poop and step into a metal bucket, and
Yeah.
now the bucket is stuck on your foot.
And then you step on a rake and
Just
it
goes
hits you in
on.
the face.
That's
And then you catch
That's
on
what that's
fire. Yeah.
And then Elmer Fudd comes out. But he doesn't have
With a
shotgun.
Nerf gun.
So, yeah,
With a Nerf gun.
throws leaves at you.
Wow.
That's
Bioware's-
really Wabbit.
BioWare's the same way. The same shit with Anthem.
I never
Hey,
played it, I don't think.
So is Valorant any good or not? What's up with Valorant? Because I almost want to get it, but I've been seeing bad feedback.
Valorant's a lot of fun. First of all, is it free or is it a paid?
It's free.
If it's free, just download it and we can play it one night. The problem with Valorant is have you guys played any CS:GO?
I haven't really played since 1.6.
Before it turned into that bullshit that it turned into. Yeah, I played CSGO.
So it's basically Counter Strike. It's first X amount of rounds.
Tactical.
Yeah, but it's really good because you know it's hero based and you've got your ultimates and stuff like that, and it's a lot of fun. But a match takes like 30, 45 minutes, and if you don't have players on your team that know what's going on and actually using call outs and strategy and stuff like that, you're just going to get steamrolled and it's not going to be near as fun. It's just not a game that you can really play casually.
Yeah, I played it a little bit just to sort of get my beak wet, and it was one of those games where it's like everybody else that I was with had been playing probably since beta, and I was playing on launch day,
Yeah.
and it was just like I'm fucking gonna get murked just over and over again.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not
Yeah.
really gonna learn anything about the game. I'm not really gonna get to play the game even. I'm just gonna get shot in the face constantly.
It's not a rack and blast shooter. It's more tactical based.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's got a spray pattern, just like CS:GO. So you have to memorize
Yeah.
how each weapon shoots and handles and everything, and you've got to
there's
know all your passives
It's important
and
to
ultimates.
walk so that
Yeah.
you
They don't
don't
hear.
create too much noise.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
It's not bad.
having said
It seems
that,
like
I really think that's a game that, from the first night I played it, I think that game would be perfect if they made other modes. That was one of my main complaints with CS:GO. CS:GO was so much fun, and I had a lot of fun with it because I had a core group of friends that was serious, serious about it enough to have a squad and try and enjoy it. But all they had was the round-based, bomb plant mode, basically. I mean, there was other stuff, but nobody played it because it wasn't good enough. It wasn't as good as the core game type. But with Valorant, because you've got all those hero abilities and stuff, dude, imagine like CTF with the abilities and stuff that you have in Valorant. Like, I think it could be really fun. Just add some more casual-ish, like if a CTF match was just first to like 3 caps, and even if they did a round base somehow, I don't know. I think there's other game types that they could do that would be really fucking cool in that atmosphere.
they do have like a more accessible game type. I think it's called like Spike Rush.
Do they? See,
Which
I
is,
haven't. I only played the beta. I haven't played since full release.
So yeah, I played it in the full release, and it's like matches of Spike Rush take maybe like 10-15 minutes. They're pretty short, and it's basically like teams sort of take turns basically rushing like one bomb plant site,
Okay.
and other parts of the map are kind of closed off from what I recall. I played this once like 3 weeks ago. Don't fucking crucify me if I can't remember this shit. But it was basically just like a design to shorten the rounds drastically and concentrate action into smaller areas.
See, that sounds
so
like it could be cool. Was it the same player?
Got in. Yeah.
Player count.
I think so. Still like 4-on-4 or 5-on-5 or whatever.
I'm gonna bring back a memory, but I don't think has this memory. Just playing from like 6 p.m. to like 4 a.m. on like a CS 1.6, of just doing all the maps,
Mhm.
all the games, and then like the one where you're like tiny, you're like
DE
small,
Rats.
DE Rats, like shit like that. You never played like CS 1.6 or Source?
I played. Well, you know my
Sun
computer
Force?
situation. I was on like a shit computer for the
But this
majority.
is after that.
Right. So, the closest I got
you
to
could-
that.
You could basically play 1.6 on like a palm top computer
Yeah,
too. So.
I don't know if it was what's the one. What's the one on Xbox that they ported over?
That
I
was
think it's-
probably.
It might have been called something different, but it might have been 1.6, right?
They-
Condition
it
Zero?
was-
Is that
like
it?
Orange
Something-
Box? Oh,
Condition Zero, I think, was it.
that-
They did like this weird sort of half-ass update where they like changed a bunch of the textures. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Whatever that one was, we actually landed a
Oh,
decent amount of that. It was just called Counter-Strike.
But it's not 1.6. It's
No, it's like a
let me,
weird.
let me figure this out. Oh my God, what's that? Go away.
so just while we've been saying here, pod doing that gravy wheels pod, boys,
It is. It's a port of Condition Zero.
Yeah.
which was not good. There's
It wasn't bad.
fireworks went off, and there's fucking cops driving down the county road.
Film it. Post it on Gravy Wheels on Twitter. Hey, follow us on Gravy Wheels on Twitter, and our Instagram, and our Facebook, and our YouTube. If we get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, we get to monetize our videos, and then we're gonna buy a van and slap a giant gravy sticker on it.
Nope.
No, no. Once
Oh,
we get
I thought that was the
1,500
plan.
subscribers, they get to see.
Oh, that's right.
Stubs for stubs.
Did we put a number on that in the first episode?
1,500. It was like the second or third episode. I think it was the second episode.
You guys heard it
Sub
here
was
first.
early on.
Stub. You guys wanna see it?
1,500 subscribers on the YouTube channel. You get to see the stub, the nub.
Right now, you just get to see this kitty.
Mother of God, that is a sexy puss right there. Sexy puss.
That's a title.
Were you not a part of any of those LAN parties where we played Counter-Strike on Xbox, Frank?
Why would you ever play CS 1.6 or anything on an X? That's no.
Because I didn't have a. You remember my PC, you dick? I never had anything better than that until I was like.
This is after high school. Whenever
talking
I
about high
left
school.
and I went away,
During high school.
we played CS on
Oh, 100%.
Xbox.
Yeah, we landed. I remember with my
Oh,
cousin
I did. I
Brad.
probably thought it was dog shit. I'd rather play it on.
Oh my
because
God,
I-
you're being so mean right now, dude. It wasn't that. I mean, I'm not saying it was as good as CS:GO on, or I mean, any other Counter
What
Strike
go
on
to
PC.
1.6 that I played on Andrew's computer on the internet up at Parsonage.
See-
I played 1.6 like a motherfucker.
See, it's just it sucks so hard on a console just because like the whole point of that game is precision, and there is no like auto aim. There's nothing to help you aim on a controller, so it just felt like shit.
Dog
Is my
shit.
recollection of that.
Hammered dog shit.
Yeah.
You gotta do KBM, and that's.
Yo, dude,
can't
I
play
got
KBM.
some like Cheerios in my beard or something, dude. Dude, yeah, I like I said,
No, I remember that vaguely.
Counter Strike should never be on an Xbox. I agree, I get it, but it wasn't that bad. It was just like Team Fortress 2. When Team Fortress 2 got dropped in the orange box, I played the dog shit out of that game, man. It was so good. It was a little different
are
because it's
two
not as
different
Time of
precision.
game. It's a different time of game.
Exactly.
Not really,
In
dude.
Team
Come on,
Fortress 2
same engine. The sniper, the scout class in Team Fortress 2 was definitely precision based. I get that a lot of the other weapons weren't as.
Yeah.
All right.
But-
So if any viewers out there watching, I don't know, create a fucking CS 1.6 server, and why don't we all play some one?
I'll play
Now
some
we'll just
fu-
play Valorant.
I'll play some
No,
1.6.
Go's dog shit. Valorant's bullshit.
You haven't even played it yet.
What the
It's
fuck?
basically just Counter Strike, but with
No.
sometimes some people have fireballs and shit.
Oh, they have magical fairy weapons, and the coolest part of the game is looking at the armor and the shaders you can apply to it.
Shut the fuck up. We could also play some Apex. Did you?
True.
I know, Andrew. You said
I-
you played some Apex, right?
I did. I was actually just talking to one of my friends who wanted to start playing it again, but he's on PS4, so.
But that's
No
the thing.
cross-platform?
They're going crossplay. Yeah.
Oh,
November,
shit, that's
think.
right, I forgot.
Yeah.
With the Switch, though, how the fuck do you do that?
Fuck the Switch. Who cares about those people?
Just
but
just take the textures out. It'll be fine.
dude,
Raw
I
polys, baby.
fucking loved
Like fucking
Apex.
Doom.
I'm just scared that Apex is going to be way too sweaty getting back on it now.
Yeah.
Too a little too late, man. I mean,
Oh no, I agree. Yeah. Like
It's
on
gonna be
one,
Titanfall 3.
eh. On one hand, I love battle royales, but I'm also getting super burnt out on all of them. I really,
Yeah.
I
I
don't
think it
know.
jumped the shark a little bit when Forza was like, "Yeah, we have a battle royale mode." Like,
Did
okay.
they? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
in the most recent Horizon, there's like a battle royale thing where I think everybody starts out with like a Mini Cooper or some shit, and
yeah.
instead of like picking
Sign
up
me
weapons,
up.
you drive into these crates that like change your car and upgrade your car to different models that actually move.
Wow.
Yeah, and you want to try to beat people to the center of the thing. Same shrinking map sort of deal.
Yikes, dude.
So Andrew made me read this anime or manga. Right? Didn't you make me read that before I watched the movie?
What?
Where all the battle royales have drawn inspiration from.
Yeah, I probably did make you. I probably did make you read and/or watch Battle Royale. I have never read the manga myself, so I don't know about that. I read the book though, the novel.
Something like that. You made me read something. You made me watch the.
I've been wanting to watch that.
Royale.
Have you seen it, Joey?
No, I haven't. I need to.
That was like 2007, 2008, 2000.
Yeah, that movie's old as hell now, but it's
Yeah.
Old as fuck.
So speaking of movies, I just watched the other night King of Staten Island with oh man, what's his name? Well, Billy Burr
Pete Davidson.
and then Pete Davidson.
Billy
Yeah.
Bald tits.
I'm just gonna save you a Chevy Chase scenario again.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Pete Davidson.
That movie was great. I didn't really know anything about Pete Davidson other than SNL and Ariana Grande and all that crap. I didn't realize that his father was a first responder in 9/11.
9/11, and they
that's
didn't
how he
actually put that in
died.
the movie. They changed the movie. So that
Well,
they
at
didn't
the-
have it.
at-
So it
there's-
wouldn't become.
Right. At the end, though,
They did that so
they kind of give him they give him a nice little shout out, I guess. But yeah, dude, that movie phenomenal. It was really really good. It was funny, obviously Bill Burr, Pete Davidson, but it was like a perfect mixture of like feel good and comedy, but not like cheesy feel good. I mean, fucking has Bill Burr and Pete Davidson, so I'm sure you can imagine. It doesn't get like too gushy, but at the same time, it was a good movie, man.
I don't
highly
know
recommend.
if you guys keep up on Bill Burr, but Bill
Little
and
bit.
Bill and his wife Nia, just checking in on
No, you
ya.
gotta say
Uh,
like that. Is that how he does it?
Bill and Nia just had a
Second
baby
kid.
boy.
Yeah.
Yep. They got a boy and a.
It's
Yeah.
18 more years. Setting the timer again.
There you go.
Love me some Bill Burr.
Me too, man.
But
That
you
I
didn't. But you don't like F is for Family. or
oh, I
something.
love F is for Family.
You just didn't like the last season.
No, what? Why are you saying that?
Oh, I thought I saw your Twitter post and you were talking about.
No, wasn't me, man.
Okay.
You must have me confused with another man. No, yeah, we just finished that. I do feel like the most recent season was a little bit slower. I don't know if have you finished it yet? Yeah, I felt like it was it was definitely different. I mean, because they kind of went into Frank's past, quite a bit. There was a lot of flashbacks and stuff like that, which was cool to see. But
Shit
it was
his dad
definitely,
did to him.
yeah, it was definitely a different season. I feel like the first couple seasons were all just depressed Frank and, just pure anarchy and funny. And season 4 was a little bit more, it was Frank kind of realizing what his issues were and how he could fix those issues and getting more in tune with his family and doing the right thing and stuff like that.
Hey,
And
and just so
apparently-
you know,
Andrew hasn't
you
seen
don't
it.
have to watch. You don't have to watch. Know how Frank is dealing with depression. His previous other life issues and.
You're cutting up real bad for me.
Your
I don't
mic
know.
is
I didn't hear
disappearing constantly.
80% of what you just said.
You don't have to watch F is for Family. Talk to a Frank to hear about how depressed he is and inner emotions and stuff that coming out on a daily basis. You can just talk to me if you depressed a Frank is. So
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I love Bill Burr and his just outlook on life. It's so relatable, it's ridiculous. It's almost relatable to the point where it's scary because he is the way he is and everything he says I agree with, like almost 100%.
Did I tell you about the time I tried to first address my depression when I moved out to New York?
I don't know.
just have a pillow. What did you do?
No, I went to see a doctor and I was like, I didn't really know how to go about it. After, just being suspecting that I was dealing with like depression or something like that. And I finally went to go see somebody and I was like, so they're asking me why I was there. And I was like, well, I think I might be dealing with this, be dealing with this. And I was like, maybe there's a medication or something you could try or whatever. And the nurse who I was talking to was just like, this is New York. Everybody's depressed. And like kind of just dismissed my whole concern like out of hand immediately from that. And I was like, oh, okay.
Oh God. Like, well, I haven't been here long. Is
Didn't help.
God.
So people who suspect that they need to seek help or mental health issues, you need to understand what a psychologist and a therapist can do, correct?
Yeah.
Because if you feel that you just need to be able to things out, you're going to go to a therapist, correct?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. If you just need
But
to
if
talk,
you-
yes.
But if you think that you might need some medication to help, you go to a psychologist,
Psychiatrist.
psychiatrist. Yep. No, that's it. There's a big difference there, and a lot of people understand. And some people will help you talk things out, and some people will understand that maybe you've got a fucking chemical imbalance, like the Marianas Trench going on right now, and then you've got Mount Everest on peaks, like you're bipolar.
Yeah.
You need to look into and talk to and try to figure out who could best help you with mental health issues. And it's not just anybody.
And even if you find a person who has the thing that you want, it's a whole process. I didn't understand that at all when I first started like trying to figure out mental health stuff. Like I had no idea how involved it is when you're doing it properly. Like trying to figure out, okay, this person does this type of thing and I can have this type of relationship with them and I have this level of comfort with them and yada yada yada. And yeah. This is shit that maybe we should be like taught in school.
Along with a lot of other things, yeah.
Well, yeah, but like, I think something that I don't know. It's like it's such a stigmatized thing too that it feels important right now.
Right. It's getting better now for sure. I feel like
Yeah.
instead of it just being kind of a bad thing, it's obviously becoming a much more acceptable thing to say, hey, I have issues and I need to get better. And I'm okay with that.
No, it's good. It's really empowering when you
Right.
do that too.
On the other hand, I think a lot of just fucking idiots out there use it as an excuse. Everybody's really quick to just say, well, I have a chemical imbalance, I'm bipolar, whatever, just because they don't want to fucking deal with life and they're not strong enough to do that. I'm not saying everybody, that's not a blanket statement. I'm just saying there's shitty people
Some people
out there.
do.
Well, people are always gonna.
They exploit. Some people will always exploit.
No, that's true. And some
That's
people
what
are
he
always
said.
looking. Some people are always looking to scapegoat something else for whatever
Yeah,
problems.
yeah.
Like, I know there are a lot of people who have kids and who are like, I can't do this. I got a kid. No. When it's really just like, no, you can do it. It's just sometimes shit gets harder. Sometimes shit
Right.
is just harder to do, and that's it. But like, you gotta, if you want something, you figure it out.
Like anal.
Not like, I mean, maybe no, no.
It was
No.
so nice and so sincere.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So
You're not sorry, and I don't want you to lie to me.
You're right. I'm not sorry. Go ahead, Frank. What are you thinking right now? God, it's a massive amount of tequila. I'm so proud of you.
I've got a
that's so good.
serious question that I'm. We've all known each other for a long time and really spent a lot of time together. Like we were just the best of buds. Were we not?
The
Just
bestest of
three.
buds.
Yes.
We did. We spent a
The
lot of time.
three best friends that anybody has ever had, like that song in The Hangover, right? Zach Galifianakis.
Sure.
Okay. And then we didn't talk for like damn near a goddamn decade. Like we did not talk for all.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I know that you guys are different people whenever we grew up together and we were best friends, and now you guys live life and you guys have had different experiences and you guys feel differently about things than we used to back in the day. But I think there's going to be one thing that I need to ask you, like really see if I really trust you as people. I think that we've really changed. Like who we were is not who we are. And who we are, I don't even think we know. And there might be a single question that I can ask you guys to just really gauge, see if I even want to talk to you guys anymore.
Okay.
It's pre-Xbox. What console do you think had the most comfortable controller?
Pre-Xbox? I already know what Frank wants to hear.
What
But
fit best in your hand?
but I also agree with Sega Dreamcast.
And you're a PlayStation boy.
I was before, yeah.
That ranks highly, certainly.
What do you think was the best feeling for your child? Genesis, Saturn, PlayStation, N64.
As much as I loved my Genesis and still do,
It's a dog shit controller.
those controllers
yeah,
fucking
it's
suck.
so
They look like
bad.
batarangs. I hate them. It's a good question.
Where's my camera out of focus? There we go.
What was the most ergonomic controller?
I mean, I love the Dreamcast controller. I think it is like super comfortable. The only thing I don't like about it is the sort of fins on the back that the triggers are mounted on are really thin.
Yeah,
I wish
and
they were a little bit wider.
The VMU like slot was a little big, so it kind of like, if you had big fingers, like now, I don't know the last time I've held a Dreamcast controller recently, but I wasn't paying attention. Like your big fingers might might get a little jammed up in there. I remember those the spots where your fingers went. They were a little tight even as a kid, I think. Maybe. I could be wrong.
No, the
VMU was just so big and there was like 2 slots.
Of
course he's going to bring one out.
I really like the controller S for the original Xbox.
Yes.
Yeah, the S controller was good.
The only thing that was wrong with it was that the only thing that was wrong with that controller is that they still had the black and white buttons on the front instead of mounted in trigger spots.
So I
The
guess
controller's great.
Even with Frank's man hands, he's got plenty of room in between the VMUs.
Yeah, no, it was a good controller, unless you were. But it's what they based the fucking Xbox for.
Oh yeah, 100%. They ripped off the
basically, yeah.
Dreamcast controller.
If they would have
That
figured out,
VMU, boy.
if they would've
VMU.
if they would have figured out how to slap another joystick on that, it would have stuck around probably.
How did they
Got that?
The only thing on the market at the time was
Look at that VMU.
would have been
boy.
like the PlayStation controller and then obviously the Genesis was before it, and the SNES. The fact that they came up with that design is pretty impressive, and it's basically been the go-to for Xbox ever since.
Dumb.
Oh man, I used to have one of those
The 360
too. That
controllers
exact
were great.
paint job.
The exact design. Yeah. But
Dude,
that, and then you go to.
I still prefer the
who ripped
360.
off of that? Oh.
I still prefer the
I-
360
the Switch Pro
controller
controller's
over the Xbox One.
Why? Oh, why do you like the 360 over the Xbox?
I'll tell you why.
The 360 controller had one of the worst D-pads of all time, though.
Okay, the D-pad might have sucked, sure, but the triggers are too close to the bumpers, so I accidentally hit bumpers for triggers sometimes and stuff like that with my big.
You fat
hands.
finger it. You fat finger it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. Like the triggers on the 360
I
were
see.
nice because they were a little bit skinnier and they were like more separated. Like
More
you've
on
got
the
that
shoulder.
360
More
controller
on the
there,
shoulder
right?
of the.
Yeah, put,
Yeah.
put
It
that
looks-
360
yeah.
controller up there.
It's more on the shoulder.
Yeah, there
There's
was
a-
more of a
there's a-
separation between the triggers
Yeah,
and the
there's no-
bumpers.
There's none
No,
at
but
all.
like on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
There's
I like
there's
There-
a bigger separation between
There was
that,
no
yeah.
accidental trigger to bumper action or bumper to trigger action. On the Xbox One, I run into that a little bit. Other than that, Xbox One has fantastic controllers.
The thing I didn't like about the 360 triggers, though, was that they were kind of narrow. And so if you were playing a game, especially like a racing game where you needed to hold down a trigger for a long
Yeah.
time,
Analog,
it would start
so-
to fucking hurt.
See, I think that if they just made the bumpers, I think the bumpers on the Xbox One are just like too big. Like they don't need to be near that big. If they just had that little bit of separation between the trigger and that, I think it would be good.
Yeah, I got you. I understand what you're saying.
Have they
get
shown the new Xbox controllers yet?
No,
I'm wondering.
no, I
I'm wondering
don't.
if that.
I imagine they'll probably just do the same ones.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
would
drop
assume they're
this
just gonna do
story
the
and then I'm
same.
gonna leave for a second. Here's something that we did not
Take
talk.
a dump.
So we just talked about like what I think did we all three agree on what we thought the best controller was?
Yeah, pretty much.
I think we might.
Did we
have,
all
but-
agree that
yeah.
the Dreamcast was great and
But
then
the
it
only
led to the
competition-
Xbox controller?
Yeah, the only competition would have been the
PlayStation.
PlayStation, so it's pretty safe.
I will say though, one thing that I would put close to it is the GameCube controller.
Yes, that was so comfy.
Despite
was,
how
yeah.
awkward
Awkward
like
and
button
stupid
placement
shit.
was.
Yeah, the button
but, like-
placement's the obvious for me that I just can't even like have it in the same discussion.
It feels fucking good in your hands.
Same
though.
as the 64.
Ergonomically
Like
comfy.
64 didn't really feel that bad when you were, but it was like, why would there be three different fucking things?
Why are you
know?
grabbing this hang down?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what am I supposed to be holding right now? I don't understand.
So-
They're simple.
There's something that we were supposed to have talked about 3 weeks ago.
Uh-oh.
Never brought up. And I'm gonna drop this topic and I want Andrew to pick it up. Sega is coming out with is coming out with Vice. What is that?
With what?
Sega's new handheld?
The Game Gear Minis?
Yeah.
Have they released any information?
We
I
were
remember
supposed
this.
to talk about that they released this shit like a month ago.
I remember
Yeah.
the precursor to the conversation, but I don't remember where it went.
It's such a bummer, is what it is.
There's 4 of them.
Yeah.
What?
There's four of these they're doing like miniature versions like everybody does now.
Okay, yeah.
So they're releasing 4 miniature Game Gears, which are literally about like that big. They're really, really small.
Oh no.
And each one of them has, I think, only 4 games on it, maybe 6 games.
Oh my god.
And that's it.
So they're like Game Boy Micro size?
Yeah, they're like Game Boy Micro size. I think
So
that's
it's like a
pretty good-
fucking novelty keychain for gamers.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I don't even think they're announced for coming out in the United States yet, but like it bums me out, man. Really
they better be
does.
like $20 or no one's gonna fucking buy them.
They're 50 a piece, I think.
Oh my god.
It's a bummer. It's such a bummer.
That sucks. Why would they? That's so dumb. Why wouldn't they? If they're gonna do that, why wouldn't they make one unit and then at least sell cartridges for it, or even just like paid downloads or something?
Yeah.
So
So here's go ahead.
no, go on. Because I was going to move on to a different topic.
So they're coming out with 4 of them, and they each have 4 different games on. There might be 6, but I'm pretty sure that there's just 4. There's 4 different colors, and if you buy one of each color, then you get a thing where you can send it in, you can mail it in, and then you get a screen magnifier. Because because the
You have to
goddamn
mail it in to get a screen magnifier.
The screen itself is going to be like this big.
Who is
It's gonna be
running
so
this
itty-bitty.
company?
dude, first off, the new Game Gears are like just a little bit bigger than the size of a Dreamcast VMU.
No.
Yeah, this little guy. It's like
They should have just stuck to making games for consoles and handhelds that make sense.
I'm gonna have all 4 of them. Fuck.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I would love it if Sega was like, you know, fuck it, we'll make a console.
Dude, and you know what? It was better than the PS2.
Don't at me.
What was better than a PS2?
The Dreamcast.
Dreamcast.
Yeah.
So to take things from
It's too
the
early.
incredibly depressing end of the handheld spectrum and then go to the awesome end of the handheld spectrum, I'm super excited that Analog has a new console that's coming out called the Pocket. Do you guys know what Analog is?
Who the fuck are you? What are you talking? What podcast are we on right now? What is it?
Well,
The only one I'm
do you know what
thinking of,
Analog is?
I'm thinking of one that there was like a joystick type thing that you would like wind
What?
to play the game. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
that
I
something
can't remember the
different?
name of that thing. That's something different. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So Analog is this company that they make
What?
they make consoles that play legacy games like NES games, Super Nintendo games, Sega Genesis games.
Okay.
But not through emulation like everybody else does it. They do it through
Carts.
these custom designed chips that are like on a transistor level designed to replicate
Yeah, how the hardware originally ran.
exactly. So
Not software emulation.
yeah, and it outputs via HDMI, and so it's like you can play your original games on it, and they look phenomenal. They sound great, everything. I have
2,788 games.
for what?
2,788 games is what's going to be on the analog.
Oh yeah, because it's so the Pocket is their new device, and it's going to be this handheld thing. It looks very similar
This thing
to
looks
an
sick.
original Game Boy, like a Game Boy Pocket.
Looks like a color.
Yeah.
A little
And
slimmer.
it's a little slimmer, yeah, and it has a kind of a weirder cartridge slot, but that's because it can play Game Boy games, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, a few other things, and then with cartridge adapters, it will be able to play Game Gear games like Neo Geo Pocket mini games.
Neo Geo
um,
Pocket? No.
Yeah, Neo Geo Pocket games, like
Okay, so
I think like Atari Lynx games, like
Why
all
would
kinds
you
of
ever
shit.
want to play an Atari Lynx game?
because
I don't
that,
know.
that
Oh my
was
God.
my question was going to be why the fuck wouldn't you just buy a used SP on eBay for $50? But the fact that you can get a converter and play
Well-
other games, I that's pretty sick.
And not only that, but there's also going to be a dock they sell with it, so it'll work kind of like a Nintendo Switch. Like you can plug it into your TV, and then you have like a Super Game Boy sort of deal.
No
Nice.
way.
Yeah, I'm
Also,
really excited for that.
It has a micro SD slot, so it's going to be modded.
I cannot.
It'll get cracked ASAP, but I have
I cannot.
I have their Sega Genesis, the Mega SG, and like their shit is great, and like I've vouched for
Ooh.
them.
It also
Super
has
hard.
it says sync up any wireless 8-bit duo Bluetooth controller directly to dock to dock for wireless play. So
So
I guess you have to have the dock to do that though, but that's still
They,
just-
they work with 8BitDo a lot. Is the manufacturer who makes a lot of
8BitDo's a
third-party
great company.
controllers.
awesome
And,
control.
yeah, their shit's awesome too.
yeah.
So I'm really excited about this because that means that I could play in like 1080p, fucking cool spot for the fucking Game Gear.
Yeah, you could. I have cool spot on the Genesis. I can go pop it in right now.
Nice.
That tall boy natty light, you son of a bitch. See, I don't know if I don't know if I would have one of those because I can't think of any other carts for any other system that I would be interested in playing because I was such a simp and I like only played Game Boy basically.
I mean, I think it's probably still even worth it in that case if you just like the idea for me of having something that I can effortlessly play old games on without having to fuck with it a whole bunch or like having to worry about going to buy adapters or anything like that is like, it's just, it gives me a lot of peace of mind.
See, I
For,
just
like,
bought I bought SPs for both my kids.
I just bought my son a SP too. That's so fucking weird.
Yeah, because it's like
Somebody
it's
buy me an
affordable.
SP.
And there's Rockin' Sports, Frank, in the Berg.
Did you go there? Did you go
Dude.
Rockin'
Oh
Sports?
yeah, dude. Whenever I got the SPs for my kids, I went in there. They've got Game Boy cartridges for like $1 or $2 a piece. So I just went
Why
through
didn't you
all
tell
his
me you
Game Boy
went there?
Advance cartridges. I bought like 30 games for like a little bit of no money. They even had the video on Game Boy Advance cartridges. Like they've got like Nicktoons and shit. So it's like SpongeBob and all that, Fairly Odd Parents and all that stuff. So I bought all those. So whenever like we're on long drives and stuff, my kids can just pop their little fucking Nicktoons cartridges into their Game Boy Advance. It's badass. But
The thing, I forgot that there was a fatal flaw with the SP though until my son had one, and it's that there's no fucking headphone jack on them.
that's
Yeah.
the first thing I did, dude, for their birthday. After I got them the SPs, I bought the adapters, and then they actually had these really badass Mario headphones that were like $10, $15 a piece. The adapter was like, I got like a 2-pack of them on eBay for whatever.
Nice.
And
Nice.
so they both have their Mario headphones and then their little adapters for the SP.
I got to do that. I got to find that adapter.
Yeah.
No, so I'm really happy that you went to that little Rockin' Sports.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that place
that
is great.
place is-
He's great.
Yeah, that place is
It's-
badass,
It's just like Queen City used to be for us.
but way
Kids.
better.
Yeah, and he's a great guy. It's a good. It's like, and it's one of those few places that it's like family owned and operated, like vintage vinyl or SNES or Genesis or
Yeah. And he's got
Well,
like the
PBS.
premium cases in the back with like the crazy like $300 SNES cards and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
And then he's got like there's a whole row of cases that he has just
yeah.
he'll I mean there's like loose carts too, but a lot of like in box SNES games and Genesis and all that stuff too. So and he's got pretty fair pricing on all of it. I mean, where like if you look on eBay and Lion King SNES in the box is going to cost you $30-$40, he might have it for like $20-$25 or something like that. He's got pretty fair prices, because I went in there and there were so many games that I just wanted to buy for no fucking reason other than it was so cool to see the original SNES cardboard box.
What's the next time you go into that place? I want you to realize that it used to be a bank.
Really did not know that.
So if you go back there like far enough into the shop, that big bank vault door is.
Right.
Yeah, because it's got like an entire room.
That shop's pretty cool.
That's-
I gotta show you guys something.
While I'm vamping, I would like to give a shout out to Gotham City Games here in Brooklyn, who I bought a copy of Zelda Oracle of Seasons for Wolf to play.
Nice on the
Jesus
Game Boy
Christ,
Advance.
where'd the weapon come
SP.
from?
And for what? I'm sorry, Frank.
The Oracle of Seasons and the Ages.
Ages was the other one, yeah.
Yep.
The
That's a good duo game for Zelda.
The copy of Seasons he got had no battery, or the battery in it was dead. So I took it to
EEPROM
Gotham
was
City
bad.
Games. Yeah, I took it to Gotham City Games and they replaced it like super easy. So
Nice.
good on them.
So I've
Love
got
that
a-
little shop.
I've got an odd question for you guys. Can you think of, on any platform, preferably older, because I feel like they were just better back in the day on some of the older systems. Can you guys think of your favorite box art or even disc art, because there was like art on discs. I mean, I guess there still is today, but there's one that I always give as my answer, and I'm going to show it to you guys after you guys answer.
Old school box art.
Because the one that I'm going to show you is art on a disc, but it also carries on to the box art or the, you'll see, but
The case.
yeah.
That's a fucking good question.
So I've got something relative too, but on some old box games like that, cart games, is you would have like a guide or a map that you could just hang up on.
Yeah. Like all the GTAs.
Thanks for ruining it, but yeah. Yeah, if you bought like a certain GTA 3 for the PlayStation 2, you had like a full map that you could put up, so that
Yeah.
way you could go through and you could mark off like all the hidden package and shit.
Dude, every
That
GTA for
was
me,
great. That
every
was
GTA
great.
for me, the map right next to my TV. That was just how I played it because it was so helpful to have that map right there and you could look at it while you were in the game without having to pause and all that stuff. I love that. That was such a cool thing about GTA.
I remember liking the box art to Killer 7 a lot because it was very distinctive for like games didn't really look like that, you know?
Killer 7. I gotta look this up, my dudes.
Go for it.
What is Killer 7?
Killer 7 was
Oh,
it was like an on the rails shooter, but
Okay.
it's a Suda 51 game. I don't know if you know
like the
who that
Capcom,
is.
yeah.
And Suda 51 games are all weird as fuck. So Killer 7 is just very bizarre. It has its own sort of weird universe.
Reminds
and,
me
like,
of
language
13.
that it speaks. Yeah, it's like a similar kind of cel shaded art style, but like
yeah, cell shading.
13 is like closer to a comic book, I would say, and Killer 7 is very more like,
I'm a big fan of
kinda
that cell
dark
shading
and-
art style if it's done right.
yeah, it looks great. It looks great when
So-
it's done correctly.
Here's mine, okay? So,
Yes.
now I don't know
Okay.
if you
We played the
remember
fuck out of that. We
I don't know
played
if
the
you-
fuck out of that
I don't know if you remember the disc. Look at that and tell me it's not the fucking sickest shit.
I
Isn't
do.
that
and
badass,
that is
dude?
nice.
Here
on the
they
disc.
come to kill the rooster.
Fucking melting the gray or the tan army man.
Yeah.
Dude, so fucking sick. Like carries on from the disc over to the instruction manual. Just fucking love
I like
it. So
that.
here's a couple of my favorites. I got the gotta have.
By the way, best
gotta have
soundtrack on the game.
Oh yeah,
Fuck that
100%.
horrible piece of shit. Fuck.
Oh fuck, you don't mean that.
Yeah, I
That's
do.
a-
Fuck that game. Yeah, is that South
Yeah.
Park? Yeah. We
South
used to
Park
play the fuck out of that too.
The OG.
That's
Yeah.
That's good box
And then,
art.
have you guys played this?
What is it?
Super Mario World Return to Dinosaur Land. This is a mod that somebody made out of all the original sprites and stuff. They just made like a whole new map and new levels and shit. It's really,
No.
really good. This company is called Fishy Face Games, and they're on Instagram for sure. I don't know if you guys can see that. Fishy Face Games. So they make these. They did Star Fox 2 before it came out on the SNES Classic or the SNES Mini or whatever the fuck they call that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But they'll actually like make the cardboard boxes, and I think they even did an instruction booklet. They'll even make like cool little like they'll make out of like plastic.
The ultimate throwback.
Yeah, but they'll make like plastic like holders for your cartridge and stuff with like custom art and stuff. But dude, like look, color instructions and stuff. Like this is all.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Fishy Face Games. I hit them up on Instagram and they sent this to me like years ago, and they do like run it at limited. Jesus Christ, I'm fucking stupid. They do limited runs, so they'll like when they release this, they might have only done like 250 copies, you know, and they're a little bit pricey, but I mean, obviously. There's a lot of work into making a fucking full-on box and instruction manual and shit.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's actually on a cartridge and looks legit. You know, if you showed that to anybody that doesn't know gaming as much as we do, they'd think it was just an actual SNES game from back in the day.
While I was talking about Gotham City Games a little bit a second ago, and while I was in there the other day, they had a copy of Samurai Showdown, the new Samurai Showdown, the most recent one,
But it was an old-
in a it was in a Shockbox case. I sent you guys a link to it in the WhatsApp, but like
Yeah.
unfortunately viewers at home aren't going to be able to see it. But it is a limited run and made I think it was like 2,500 pieces, and it comes in this giant like old school Neo Geo like MVS case, and it was just
Nice.
like it was just gorgeous. It was seeing like people put that kind of
That
effort
much-
into like archiving games now and like in limited editions. It makes me is like
Dude, yeah. I'm such
I
a
like
nerd
that.
for that. 'Cause anytime you run across, like, if you've ever just stumbled upon. I mean, it's one thing to go into, like, a store like Rockin' Sports where they sell vintage games and seeing boxed
Yeah.
copies. But if you ever, like, stumble upon a boxed copy, even if it's, like, fucking Madden or, you know, some whatever, Troy Aikman football or some shit on SNES, you see it still in the box. or a console still in the box or something at a thrift store or a yard sale or whatever, it's the fucking coolest feeling. It's just nostalgia boner 10,000. That's why whenever I found that Fishy Face Games Instagram account, it's just, you can sit there and just scroll through their photos all day because it's just like, nerd porn.
They're making badass shit. They're doing the cartridges, the blow molded fucking white plastic casings that hold the cartridges and the manual in place.
They're
And
doing
then
God's work, bro.
They're printing off the big sheet of cardboard and cutting it and then folding it.
Spending a lot of time doing this shit, putting a lot of time and effort. You gotta love what you're doing to put that much work into it.
Yeah, Limited Run does stuff like this too, except they do it for more like recent games.
Oh yeah.
They have some really nice limited editions that are like all come with like cool shit. Like when Night Trap got re-released, they did a version of that like came in what looked like the original Sega CD, like those tall jewel cases.
Dude, those Sega CD, Sega CD and Sega Saturn, right? Were the same jewel cases.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
they're very similar.
They were like almost not quite as thick as like a SNES cardboard box or like a Genesis case, but thicker than a like a PS1 jewel case. And they were like fucking tall. I remember those Saturn ones, man. I think I had because I had a Saturn. I had like Virtua Cop and Virtua Fighter and Daytona USA. I only had like 3 games because there was probably only 15 games in total for that damn console. But
there's more than that. But no, you had brought that over at my place at one. I know
sure.
that.
Yeah.
Really good idea, and it just went. But I'm gonna bring up another thing. Damn it! I wanted to talk and I didn't. But here's the thing. Like, do you remember how like awesome Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 was?
Dude.
Like back in the day, that was.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The
Did
soundtrack
you guys
was just insane alone on its in and of itself.
Which version had the best soundtrack? Best audio quality for the music?
I don't know about that. I remember the 64 being like one of the fan favorites over the PlayStation.
No.
Probably the Dreamcast.
It was the Dreamcast was the best way to play that game.
Well, yeah, because it was the best. It was technically the best console. It
didn't come out until way later, though, right?
Yeah, it came out too late, but too soon at the same time. It was almost, the specs were almost as good. Were the specs as good or better than the PS2? I mean, it was close.
There were certain aspects on the Dreamcast that were actually better than the original launch PlayStation 2.
Right, than the fat.
But all right, here's the thing, Joey. You showed a picture on the old Twitters the other day.
Okay.
Yesterday. If you ever get any of those old demo discs that had like some good games on them, you keep those demo discs and we'll do some sort of we'll get together and we'll play those shitty ass, like the level and a half you could play on a fucking demo disc together.
Dude, if we can ever get Andrew to come down here, we could just film a whole bunch of like gaming episodes together.
Put it in your calendar. It's gonna happen.
I'd do it, man, for sure. We could go down to the lake, rent a house, go fishing and stuff like that, but also game. I'd be doing that.
It seems like you guys want to wrap it up here. Seems like a good place.
Surely, yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much for listening to another episode of Gravy Wheels. Make sure you check us out on all the socials. All the links are always down in the description. Check them out, click them, do the magic of the internets and stuff. What's that face for, Frank?
Well, I'm just thinking that one of you dumb sons of bitches gotta fucking say a word.
It's Joey's turn.
Is it my turn?
Also, thank you, Javelin, for letting us use your song. Soda Popinski is our theme.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Very nice of you guys.
Yeah. I actually listened to that song at work to hype me up to enjoy working in the fucking salt mine.
It's
also,
that's why
it's great.
That's why I always use the long intro to the pod because it fucking slaps. It's great.
It is good. Real quick, I've spent about $782 on stickers for Gravy Wheels. my sticker provider, Sticker Mule, shout out, big shouts. They've been doing a week long sale where they do a different sale every day. So I got a holograph sticker coming. I already got the OGs sitting here. I got some like where there won't be a white border, it'll be clear, so you can like stick it on glass. So I think what I'm gonna do once I have all three, there's at least gonna be three, possibly more. Make sure you follow us on Twitter and stuff because I'll probably announce some sort of a giveaway on the Twitter here in the near future once all these stickers have arrived. If you guys are interested in some gravy stickers, you can slap them on your cooler, slap them on your truck, slap them on your sister's titties, slap them on whatever the fuck you want, Frank. You know, we're not.
I don't want people. I don't want people in Alabama slapping stickers on their sister's titties.
Within reason and without assault involved.
Yeah. As long as nobody's getting hurt,
incest.
slap them wherever you
Incest
want.
is still illegal.
That's true.
But here's the other thing.
In 40 of the states.
God, we did so well and then just fucking fell off a cliff right at the end.
All you shit knuckles that listen to this podcast. I mean, all you hey, viewer interaction. I want you all to start asking us some questions, bring up old video games, or bring
give us some topics, give us some stuff.
Come on,
we can bullshit all day.
Get interactive.
We can bullshit all day. You know that because we've already done it for how many episodes now. But we would love to read some comments and you know, directly get involved with you guys, the viewers. So if you're listening on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, and all the other stuff that I can't think about, make sure you do come over to the YouTube channel just to leave some comments or mention us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. We're trying our best to keep up with all of that stuff, and we'd love to integrate you guys into the content as much as possible. So,
and like the Bard said, take this to heart. Let's give him something to talk about.
Let's give him something
to talk about. And
nope,
the word
didn't want that to happen
for the day is giveaway. Follow us on social media. I cheated a little bit, but I don't care. It's our podcast. We can do what we want.
Yeah.